Hi there, Spartan students and families. My name is Keith Hennig, and it is my pleasure to serve as principal of Skyline High School. I'd like to welcome you today to our Student of the Quarter presentation. Now, of all of the activities that I get to participate in as principal of Skyline, the Student of the Quarter presentation is honestly one of my favorite. And it's one of my favorite because Skyline is a great school. And the number one reason why Skyline is such a great school, it's because of our students. Our students are so dedicated and work so hard, and they do such phenomenal things, not only in the classroom, but also outside the classroom and in our community. And I love the opportunity to pause after each quarter and say thank you for the great things that our students are doing out there. Now, if you've never been with us for a Student of the Quarter presentation before, this is how it works. Here at Skyline, we have what is called the Spartan Learner Profile. And it's comprised of 11 characteristics or 11 traits that we ask our Spartans to strive to be. And we gear and we bring back a lot of things that we talk about here at Skyline back to these learner profile traits. And we have posters up in the hallways and we have posters up in classrooms, just as a reminder about these 11 characteristics that we want our Spartans to follow. At the end of each quarter, we send out an email to all 180 staff members here at Skyline, and we ask for nominations for students that do an awesome job of meeting these characteristics or meeting these traits. And we compile all those messages and we attach pictures of it. And we have this little presentation where we get an opportunity to broadcast some of the great things that our students are doing. So in a second here, I'm going to turn it over to one of our fantastic assistant principals, Miss Barron, who's going to walk you through the presentation and highlight our students that are nominated and receive awards for our Student of the Quarter presentation. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that everything that you're doing to support Skyline and to support your student. Enjoy the show.
Thanks, Mr. Hennig. Hi, my name is Alana Barron, and I'm an assistant principal at Skyline High School. And I would like to welcome you today as we introduce our first student. Dr. Kamath is nominating Abdullah Ali for being a reflected and open-minded student in her class. Abdullah shares that he lives his experiences in a manner that connects with his peers. She respects his participation every day, but especially the MLK Day activity this year. Thanks, Abdullah. Mr. Guy is nominating Haley because she is very kind and caring to her peers. Haley Angel regularly can be seen helping her table mates with our study of world history. And Mr. Guy says that he would like her to continue to be the kind and caring person that he sees each day. Dr. Kamath would like to nominate Scott Barrett because he is a curious student of chemistry. Thanks, Scott. Mr. Guy is nominating Kaylin Brown, who has done an excellent job at engaging in the content we study in world history. He regularly digs into the topics and asks great discussion questions that guide the class in a fun, engaging, and productive manner. Stay curious, Kaylin. Next up, Tristan Bisletta. Mr. Shermanating is nominating Tristan for his courage and self-advocacy skills. Congratulations on demonstrating strong perseverance for both yourself and your partner. Ms. Ziebart is nominating Rixon Chen. She appreciates all the extra piano work Rixon does for not only the vocal jazz choir she is in, but also other accompanying for concert chorale and women's choir. She also helped fellow choir students by accompanying them during the Solo Ensemble Festival competition. Wow, Rixon, thanks. Ms. Bennett would like to nominate Alex Cooper for his natural curiosity and interest in science. He speaks excitedly about the content and shares with his peers. Ms. Bennett is excited to see that passion shine through in their summer class. Ms. Gale is nominating Pierce Crawley for his leadership and participation in LEAP Club, positively impacting the experiences of LRC2 students at Skyline and helping build an inclusive community. Thanks, Pierce. Next, we have Sophia Dvoinos. Ms. Peterson is nominating Sophia as a courageous Spartan scholar for her resilience in learning in a new school system and new language this year at Skyline. She continues to have an incredibly positive attitude. Her willingness to take risks and ask questions of her teachers and peers is an inspiration. Next, we have Arwen Edwards. Ms. Bennett is nominating Arwen for being kind and caring to everyone around her. She builds relationships with her peers and teacher that makes class a more fun and engaging place to be. Mr. Guy recognizes Brandon Gonzalez Perez because he has worked so hard in class. He has shifted into a new gear, which has greatly benefited his 9th grade education. It is obvious that Brandon has taken time to reflect, learn, and grow. Continue to strive to be the best you, Brandon. Ms. Morales and Mr. Guy nominate Siddharth Gupta because he is actively engaged in his learning. He is always ready to respond, question, connect, and take academic risks in class. The entire class benefits from his raised hand. Sid genuinely cares about his learning. He is consistently respectful, kind, and generous of his time in class and makes the class better. Thanks, Sid. Mr. Caffey is nominating Pedro Gutierrez for the very thoughtful and careful consideration he has put into the course request process this year. Mr. Caffey appreciates the great conversations they have had around the subject, which in turn has helped him become better at the services he provides students. Thank you, Pedro. Ms. Bennett is nominating Mason Hallenbeck for building relationships with the people around him. He always greets Ms. Bennett in class and brightens her day. Thanks, Mason. Ms. Bennett is also nominating Dylan Hernandez for his hard work and success in astronomy. He always stays on top of his work and is doing so well. He's also so positive and kind to those around him. Next up, Kylie Hyde. Mr. Von Trapp nominates Kylie for her regular participation in class, her collaboration with her peers, and her openness regarding her many responsibilities. Ms. Scordino would like to nominate Riley Iyer as student of the quarter for her continued engagement, passion, and drive to be successful in math. She is a leader who helps others, asks questions, and ensures she understands all the concepts being taught in class. Dr. Kamath is nominating Youssef Jabber for being an outstanding individual who is very knowledgeable in chemistry. She appreciates his classroom participation and quest for knowledge. Ms. Von Bargen would like to nominate Geet Jodka for being both resourceful and resilient when faced with challenges. Next, we have Ashwin Kanan. Ms. Riki is nominating Ashwin in the area of courage. She's been impressed with his commitment to honesty and ethics, which shows the strength of his character. Ms. Bennett is nominating Quinlan Casper because he is always willing to step in to shoulder extra work if other group members aren't there to take on tasks, and patiently shares with his table mates if what they have missed, if they have been absent, or help answer their questions. Thanks for being so helpful, Quinlan. Next, we have Amar Khan. Dr. Kamath is nominating Amar for always being a caring, compassionate peer. Amar is always willing to share information such as course experiences, summer opportunities, etc., that benefit his peers. Next, we have Eric Kilimov. Ms. Peterson would like to nominate Eric for his recent focus on identifying his academic strengths when it comes to note-taking and written assignments. His active engagement in the process of reflection is the embodiment of a Spartan learner. Ms. Owen is nominating Olivia Kovach in the category of caring because she is dedicated to service, both at Skyline and in the greater community. Olivia is generous and kind to those around her and makes a sincere difference with her efforts. Ms. Lloyd and Ms. Singh are nominating Colby Cohn for his engagement in class and willingness to mentor and encourage his peers to be successful in world history. Colby has demonstrated incredible growth and maturity this semester and has improved his coursework by assisting those around him and caring about both his own and their academic success. Avery Larimore. Ms. Lutz nominates Avery because she goes out of her way to help her fellow classmates. I know I can turn to Avery when I need to call upon a positive and supportive peer to work with another student, says Ms. Lutz. She treats everyone with kindness and compassion. Ms. Bennett is nominating Sean Lee for being a good example in physics. He works hard, asks great questions, and uses his class time well. Next, we have Lucy Longo. Mr. Guy is nominating Lucy because she demonstrates care and respect for her classmates. She is often seen helping fellow peers if they are struggling and is constantly striving to have a positive impact on others. Jack Lyman. Ms. Peterson is nominating Jack Lyman as an open-minded scholar for his willingness to listen to others in discussion and share his own experiences. Jack makes connections between his personal experiences and knowledge and the course content. And he truly listens and shows appreciation when others share. He contributes to a positive classroom environment. Karen Malhotra. Ms. Kramer is nominating Karen for being a principled Spartan. Karen is reliable, engaged, authentic, and consistently hardworking. He lives with great integrity and empathy for others. What is outstanding about him is his dedication to school and other activities he's involved in. He represents our school in all the ways we hope and inspires those around him daily. Ms. Van Bargen would also like to recognize him for the time and extraordinary effort he put into collecting data for his IB biology internal assessment. He was at every open lab and was authentically engaged in his experiment and analysis. Ms. Bennett is nominating Sky McBreen for really working to do her best in physics. She communicates frequently and is doing a great job this semester. Next, we have Mason McQuistion. Ms. Bennett is nominating Mason for being the glue that holds his team together. He ensures that he is clear on the goals for the project or assignment and helps those around him. He asks thoughtful questions and helps clarify for those around him. Mr. Von Trapp is nominating Beckett Monday for his diligence in being an incredibly helpful TA, a role model student, and balancing this with his passion for playing lacrosse. Mr. Highland is nominating John Moore because he does a great job of encouraging and assisting new lifters. He does a good job of teaching proper technique and motivates them to improve each day. Naomi Murado. Ms. Bennett is nominating Naomi for always being engaged in class, for asking questions and participating in class discussion, and talking with Ms. Bennett about fun and exciting things. Class is brighter and more fun because Naomi is there. Vaishnavi Nadella. Profe Villalobos is nominating Vaishnavi, or Sol in IB Spanish, because she's always interested in learning Spanish, asking high-level questions, and then using what she learned in class. She is very knowledgeable because her interest in learning Spanish is amazing. She asks questions and is not afraid of using it. It has been a pleasure to have Sol in her IB Spanish class. Dr. Kamath is nominating Aditi Nair for being an engaged student in chemistry. Aditi is hardworking, cheerful, and disciplined. Profe Villalobos would like to nominate Emma O'Connell because she loves learning Spanish in class. She is always trying to learn higher concepts, and then she starts using them. She is very knowledgeable because she is interested in learning, asks questions, and is not afraid of them. It has been a pleasure to have Emma in IB Spanish this year. Ms. Bennett is nominating Lou Park for always being fun, positive, and enthusiastic in class. Lou works hard, helps his peers, and is so curious and engaged. Ms. Schusty is nominating Sarah Parker for creating and presenting a great momentum impulse project in her physics class. Sarah explained very well how the momentum and impulse concepts were applied to her favorite sport. She explored knowledge across different disciplines: physics, engineering, material science, physical education, biology, international sport competitions. Wow, way to go, Sarah. Ms. Bennett is nominating Siri Putrevu for working hard in physics while balancing everything else she has going on. She always communicates and checks in when she's in class to make sure she knows what to do and uses her time wisely. Dr. Kamath would like to nominate Alex Rajtar for being a principled student in her chemistry class. Mr. Sherman is nominating Pranav Ram for his courage and self-advocacy skills. Congratulations on demonstrating strong perseverance both for yourself and your partner. Ms. Morales is nominating Kaylani Randall because she is an active communicator, which helps her be a better teacher. She does so for herself, but her peers often benefit from her questions. She genuinely cares about her learning. She's always positive, honest, respectful, and open-minded. She is a hero of the people, and I so appreciate her. Ms. Maconia is nominating Ben Rice for being balanced. Ben has shown so much growth in terms of caring for other students and adults, even though he does not believe so, but we see it. He ensures everyone is okay by asking them how they feel. He knows what he wants, has taken initiative to keep up with his graduation requirements. Ms. Peterson and Ms. Morales are nominating Larissa for her courageousness in the face of the obstacle of extended absences from class during the year due to reasons outside of her control. She has been resourceful in communicating in advance and has taken personal responsibility for her learning. She is a resilient and courageous scholar. Ms. Bennett is nominating Frida Sangueado for being kind and caring to those around her. She thinks deeply about the impact she has on others and the impact they have on her. Dr. Kamath nominates Ishi for being a curious student of chemistry. I appreciate your questions, Ishi. Ms. McElwain is nominating Mason, who is a quiet student who did not always feel comfortable participating in whole class discussions. Recently, Mason has shown tremendous courage by raising his hand and answering questions in English class and always giving wonderful answers. Ms. Sherman is nominating Nina Shetty for her relentless work ethic demonstrated on her DECA 20-page paper. Keep up the excellent work, Nina. Ms. Peterson is nominating Sanskriti Sudeep as a scholar who approaches her studies and course content with a caring and empathetic perspective. She actively thinks about how other people are impacted by world events and chooses to research topics with an aim to understand how to make the world a more compassionate and helpful place for all. Her kindness is a model for others. Ms. Bennett is nominating Peyton Sudor for all of her growth this year. Ms. Bennett is so proud of her and how well she's doing. Keep it up, Peyton. Ms. Tenzar is nominating Sophia Sundin because every day Sophia brings her smile and positivity to our class. She engages with all students and makes them feel comfortable. She participates in class conversations and asks questions, encouraging other students to participate. Ms. Bennett is nominating Sam Webb for being so curious about science. It's fun to hear your conversations in class and join in every once in a while. Ms. Godley is nominating Sarah Weissman because Sarah has shown many characteristics of a Spartan learner: caring, knowledgeable, engaged, and principled. Over the year, Sarah problem solves, asks thoughtful, clarifying questions, shares her knowledge of content, and even of tech-related issues with the class. Ms. Godley has seen Sarah truly grow as a leader among her peers. Ms. Bennett is nominating Sophie Wearsome for her hard work in physics. Ms. Bennett recognizes how much effort you're putting in and is so proud of your growth. Ms. Flemmer is nominating Sophia Wu for facing challenges with grit, vulnerability, and honesty. Knowing something is hard and trying it anyway is such a valuable skill, and you are already mastering it. Ms. Wentz would like to nominate Annie Zhao for being a courageous participant in PE class. Annie has improved tremendously this year and is willing to get out of her comfort zone to overcome the unknown to be fully active in yoga. Ms. Wentz is so proud of her hard work. Keep it up, Annie. Ms. Bennett is nominating Ronnie Yates for working hard to improve in astronomy. Ms. Bennett realizes how much you're doing and is so proud of you. Mr. Julius is nominating Carmen Zhao for her caring personality that is so apparent every day with all she interacts with. She cares about people, the tools and materials in class, and the space she is working in. Her positivity is a true asset to the class. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We are so impressed with our talented students, and we know that they would not be the young people they are without all of your support, and we could not be more proud of who they are.